So, what exactly is content marketing? Because I think that there's a lot of possibly misconceptions or even misunderstandings. Because I even find when I tell people that I work in marketing, or I say sometimes you ask me what I do, I'm marketing and advertising, or sometimes I just say marketing, or just even the fact that I will tell someone about, that I would identify as a marketer. A lot of people, the follow up is, what is that? And what does that look like? And so it reminds me that even sometimes within your own company, I think sometimes we lose track of, what even is marketing and what's it there for and what's it supposed to do. So the way I've come to understand it just by working with different sorts of clients is it's any kind of material, visual, photo, written that you put out into the market, which is just another term for the world, and you see how people respond to it with the hope that they like it enough to buy a product from you or a service, and you're kind of in this give and take mentality where you put stuff out, you pay to put stuff out, which is your marketing spend, and then you look at how much you've spent, and if you are doing well, your business is doing well, you're making money, or you consider it a successful marketing. So that's kind of how I've learned to understand it. It can come in many different forms. It can be in print and direct. It can be TV commercials. It can be, billboards. It can be, printed in a magazine or a newspaper. It can be on a blimp. Whatever the case may be, when we talk about marketing and marketing strategies, that's mainly what we're asking ourselves. What means do we want to use in order to get this message out there, and how do we want to tell the message? And if you're a really big company, you've got a ton of money, you can tell the message in a ton of ways and be on all of those spaces. But if you have to be a little bit more reserved with the marketing spend, there are ways you can pick a few ways to tell that story and get that message out there that can work really well if you know your audience. So when it comes to content marketing, this is kind of the new era of marketing that we're in. It is, yes, there's still print, there's still radio, there's still all of those things, but the truth is a lot of those channels, radio aside maybe, but a lot of maybe cable and things like that, we can already see them starting to not be around as much. People don't get newspapers as often as maybe they did 40 years ago. People aren't, maybe subscriptions are low for a lot of publications as well. Some are obviously surviving. Like I'm sure Oprah's magazine does great, but other places they might be not people aren't spending as much there as they used to. And it's because of this rise in the phenomenon that is content marketing, which is this idea that you're taking the idea of putting a message out there, your marketing communications, but instead of just saying, this is what we're selling, this is our deal, this is even our menu, this is, our offer. It's calling businesses now and people to be using those channels to do different things and to tell different stories and to engage with people in different ways. And so that's where we get that combination of content marketing. Taking content that might just be a video or a movie. I'll give you an example of this, right? There's some companies that have been doing this for a really long time, and Disney is a great example, because when you go see a Disney movie, yes, they've started as a studio and they were making movies, which is content or just pieces of material for general consumption in the market. At the end of the day, the fact that their logo was there and they were doing all that stuff, it allowed them to add products on the back end. And now they still make movies. It's part of their marketing as well as the complete value of entertainment. It's some of the best time for advertising that I think we're in a totally new ability of what advertising can do and what it is. And so it allows you to communicate good messages that have real impact with people and ask yourself out of the more traditional sense of how are we just trying to sell to what can we actually be providing people.